one of the most offensive things that I've seen in my life happened Sunday morning with some of these churches. After this incident occurred, instead of coming out and saying, what I did about the cause of this, that this was because of hate. And I know a lot of Christians who profess that, their objective is, to love everybody and not hate anybody. But some of these preachers on Sunday morning are the cause of this problem. A lot of these people are what allow this hatred to come forward. If you teach that any human being, for any reason, a human being is not accepting of love and respect, then you are the cause of the problem. Let me play you now a clip of a sermon. It's just 32 seconds. It's snippets of his sermon. Just because if I had to listen to the entire thing again, I'd probably put a hole through this wonderful equipment that we raised money to get, and I don't want to damage any of it. So it's just a short clip of just some of his sermon. This is a Sacramento preacher out of Sacramento, California, named Roger Jimenez, who went Sunday morning and gave this sermon to a group of Christians who preach about love and, love thy neighbor, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and, that sort of thing. This, and listen closely, was his sermon Sunday morning.
Hey, are you sad that 50 pedophiles were killed today? No, I think that's great. I think that helps society. Orlando, Florida is a little safer tonight. We don't need to do anything. As far as I'm concerned, Orlando's just a little safer tonight. Christians, should we not be mourning the death of these 50 vile, perverted predators? I wish the government would round them all up, put them up against a firing wall, put a firing squad in front of them, and blow their brains out.
That was a preacher giving a sermon saying that the government should line up homosexuals against a wall and blow our brains out. How is this person allowed to get in front of a group of people and say this vile, disgusting crap? And he's protected by religious freedom because that's what his book tells him. And that's what the voice in his head when he speaks to God told him to tell people that day. Well, I've got news for him. These Muslims that, the religious right keeps rallying against, saying that they're the evil ones. And that's why they focus on, a person's religion being Muslim, as the first go-to thing. You are saying the exact same thing that they teach in those countries. So what makes you any different from them? This is disgusting. Any person in that church, after hearing him say that did not get up, walk out, and refuse to ever set foot in his church again, you have blood on your hands. Because you are allowing this kind of hatred to permeate in your community. You are allowing someone to say these vile and disgusting things like this. Not only to adults, but I guarantee you there were children in that audience who heard him say this. And statistically speaking, I am sure there was at least one LGBT person in that crowd who heard that. And if it was a kid, they now feel like they deserve to die. And that is just unfathomable that someone would think it's okay to tell anybody that they deserve to die. I really do wish the police would go over to that church and arrest him for this. Because what he just said about wanting us lined up against a wall and have our brains blown out, I consider that a terroristic threat. And he needs to be thrown in jail for that, regardless of religious protections or not. Because that, no one should be able to get away with saying that. Oh, I held it together for an hour, but I think that was it. Oh, I just can't believe that and he's not the only one. That's the worst part about it, people. He is not the only preacher on Sunday that was talking this way. Another preacher in Nevada who has made the rounds many a time when it comes to gay issues said the same thing. Started out by calling everyone at that bar pedophiles. Apparently, he's never looked at the definition of a pedophile. It is not gay and lesbian men. Men and women. It has a specific definition. So for you to insult the memory of those people by instantly declaring them all pedophiles worthy of death, because that's the tactic that I'm noticing with people, and it wasn't just Christian preachers who were preaching this way on Sunday either. I don't want you to think that I'm having an issue just with Christian preachers. There were a lot of different religions that were preaching this vile, disgusting hatred on Sunday. For people to, I noticed a trend that if you want to enrage people and get them on your side with wanting to declare that, a group of people deserve death, the first thing you do is pair them up with pedophiles, because everybody hates pedophiles. That's their whole rationale behind that is, who's the most disgusting thing we can think of? Oh yeah, nobody likes, the idea of pedophiles, so we're going to lump this group in with pedophiles, and people are going to cheer us. Yeah, they deserve to die. It's marketing. And I'm sorry, but that's what most churches are. It's a whole bunch of marketing. And as someone who's done quite a bit of marketing, I see these little tricks that they do. I understand how they're done.